All right, so we're going to do a tutorial today where we're going to create a kind of a lighting effect where we're going to have some lighting coming from the back of a word or a picture here to create a cool shine technique here. So what this will look like, here's the finished product. When I run this, you'll see there again, it kind of looks like there's light behind it, kind of illuminating as it moves from left to right. Once it hits the right, it can come back to the middle. Once it hits the middle, it's going to get nice and bright, pretty cool, and then it's going to fade back out to nothing here. So we're going to put that together. So that's kind of our goal we're working for today here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, have After Effects opened up, and I'll start with you here. So we'll go New Project. Okay, and then let's get to our new composition here. Okay, so we're going to call this Shine Effect. Okay, I'm going to put a 3 on mine just because I have a couple versions on my desktop. We want to make sure we're at 6 seconds and that we also have a black background. So go ahead and click OK, and let's get to work here. First thing I need you to do is add a new layer to this. So we're going to go to Layer. We're going to add a solid layer that we're going to put everything on top of. Okay, so go ahead and click on the solid option. Make sure we're 1280 by 720. And we want to have a black background color, and then we'll click OK. So we've got a dark solid layer put in there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead here and we're going to put the text on here. So let's go click on the text tool. Just go ahead and click anywhere on the composition and type out the word shine for me. And then we're going to click the move tool and just move that into the middle of the screen. Okay, I already have my text settings on here, so if you need to adjust yours, make sure you have impact and regular and font size of 404, and then we just want to center that. So at this point you can see we've got a text layer and then we've got our solid layer. Okay, so this is, that's where we're going to kind of base everything off of as we move forward. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to create a couple copies of our text layer. So what I want you to do is hit Command D on your keyboard to go ahead and copy that. So you got Shine, Shine 2, Shine 3 created and ready to go. So now we're going to start adding the effects to these different layers to get that final lighting option that you saw here. Okay, so what we're going to do is this here. All right, so we're going to select the layer right above the background we made. So the original text layer, we're going to click on that one. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to click on Effects and Presets, and we're going to type in Fast Blur. Okay, we're going to narrow it down. So these are the two primary effects that are going to create that shining effect that you saw here. Okay, so we're going to take Fast Blur. Oop. All right, you just click on it, and as you can see, when you click, you can drag it and move it. We're going to put that right on this initial shine layer. Let go. You should see options come up here. Okay, so up in this section, all right, I want you to change the blurriness to 2.0. So you won't see too much happening right now. That's just the initial thing we're going to do. Okay, now we're going to move up and go to the second one. Okay, and then this time we're going to drag Fast Blur, put it right there. And we're also going to drag CC Radial Fast Blur and put it there as well. So we have two options up top here. Okay, so we're going to go to Fast Blur, and we're going to give this a blurriness of 4.0. So you can see now we're getting that effect starting to come to life here. And then we're going to go to CC Radial Fast Blur, and we're going to give it an amount of 70. And we're going to put it to brightest. Okay, so you can play around with the different settings there. But obviously we want brightest because we're creating a lighting technique here. Okay, so that's the first two layers. So now let's go up to the third one. And then we're going to actually put our mouse here and we're going to move this time over to 4 seconds. All right, so what's going to happen is after this technique is done, when we get to 4, we're going to go back to the original, shine there just without the light behind it there. Okay, so that's kind of the first part of this one. So now we want to make the movements happen. So we want to get the lighting moving from left to right. So we're going to go to our second text layer. We're going to open it up. Right, and then we're going to go to Effects and open that up as well. And then we're going to open up CC Radial Fast Blur. So we started here. Open up Shine 2, we went to Effects, open that up, then we open up CC Radial Fast Blur, and then if you remember from our animation practice, we're going to, to do that we have to turn on our stopwatches, so we're going to do that for both center and amount, and then when it does that, it puts our keyframes out here, so that means we can start doing some animations. These diamonds are telling us we can do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move the center of the text. So basically what I mean by that is we're going to move across this here to make the lighting happen. So we're going to come up to the CC Radial Fast Blur. Next to the word center, you can see there's like a crosshair button here. Okay, so when we click on that, you'll notice that our mouse becomes a big giant plus sign. Okay, or kind of like a crosshair. Okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and when you start moving around, okay, don't worry about the spinning ball, that's fine. We're going to move this off to the left, but you'll notice I'm keeping the white line right in the middle of that red circle in the middle there. So when you're ready, you just click, and then that moves. You'll notice the light kind of moves off to the left there. Okay, so now we're going to move it. We're going to animate it. So let's go ahead and move this forward to 1 second. Okay, and then we're going to click on the crosshair again. And then we're going to take this right to the middle of the letter I, and again, keeping the middle, see I'm keeping this white, our horizontal line, right in the middle of the red circle all the way on the left. I'm going to click, and it puts another one right there, okay? So we've moved it now from the left to the middle, okay? Let's move forward in time. Let's go to 2 seconds. Click on our crosshairs again. Now we're going to move it all the way to the right. Again, keeping the white line right in the middle of that red circle. Click. Okay, so now we've got our third effect in there. Now last but not least, we're going to go to 3 seconds. Okay, we're going to go to our crosshairs. Click on the center button. And we're coming right back to the middle because this is where we want it to finish, right in the middle of the eye. And then we're going to really increase the amount here to get that very bright kind of final stage there. We're going to turn that up to 95. So you can see it's really kind of like shining at you there, real bright. And then lastly, we're going to go to 4 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and change the amount to 0. So now from moving forward, again, it'll be at this solid state here. Okay, so let's take a look and see how that looks here for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it. You get a good preview by hitting your space bar. So there it goes, moving pretty nicely across, pretty cool. Shining light through there on the back. Comes through, we're coming back middle, and boom. All right, so pretty cool. And now at this point it fades out, and now we're kind of like, you know, if it was like a title scene or something or whatever, the title's easy to see, the lights have gone through. Okay, so pretty cool effect. All right, so you can do that with, you know, words, images as well. One last thing, if you wanted to do like a colored glow, okay, let me show you how you can do that here. So let's, you know, if you wanted to have the color to have like, or the glow to have like a bluish tint to it or anything, let me show you that. So we'll go Layer, New, Solid. Okay, go ahead and let's see here. You'll go ahead and click on OK there, and then we want to move that between the second and third text layers. Okay, so we're going to make this an adjustment layer. So to do that, again, it's going to depend on what your options look like down here. We need to have these little options showing, the ones I'm putting the mouse over right now, primarily this circle, that black and white circle. If you don't have that, just toggle it by hitting this button down here. Okay, so go ahead in the dark red solid layer, we're going to click on the circle right there. Okay, we can now make adjustments. So we're going to go to Effect, we're going to go Color Correction, and then we're going to go to Color Balance. All right, and then we've got all these options here that we can play around with. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we'll change the color blue background. All right, we're going to jack that thing up to 100. Okay, you can already see the blue kind of showing up there. And then if we change the green to 25, just to kind of soften that, you can see you've got a different glow. So when you hit the space bar on this one, okay, it kind of shines through. It's got just kind of like a little bluish tint to it this time, so something that you can play around with. So that's what I wanted to show you right now. All right, Mia just came into the room. You want to say hi to everyone? No? Okay, she's saying no here, but you know, so that's something we'll use here. Next video, we're going to do a glint technique. Oh, Evan came in. Evan, you want to say hi?
Hi!
There you go. So there we got the whole family in the room right now. So let me know if you have any questions on that. All right, but again, play it back. Yep, sounds like it's bedtime snack here. So we'll have the next video up here for you shortly, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.